Facebook world. We are going to be talking tonight about getting the most out of your Thrive, the best tips that we've had over our time thriving to get the most out of the products. What is the 3 steps if you're not familiar? It's 2 capsules, and then 20 to 30 minutes later, it's followed with a lifestyle mix. Yummy. We have so many different flavors. And then the last step is applying the DFT, the Dermafusion technology, to your skin. That's it. That's Thrive, your 3 steps of Thrive for the day. So my very first tip for you guys would be, we're going to start off with the one that you probably hear a lot of us talk about, and that is water. The products love water, and the more you drink, it's flushing out toxins. I mean, just in general, even if you're not thriving, water is super important, and the products love it even more. So when I say enough water, you want to at least be drinking half your body weight. And that, I mean, for me, when I started, that sounded like so much water because I was not a water drinker. I was too busy drinking my soda. So that kind of freaked me out, but I have done many different things. A water wrap is a super awesome trick. And also I fill up a half-gallon jug that I bought, and I fill it twice a day. And that's my goal. A gallon of water is pretty awesome for literally anyone. And that's what I do. My body functions better. My vitamins work better. And I think, the more you can drink, set goals, increase it a glass every single day, whatever you can do, but water is very, very important. So Tiffany or Melissa, you want to give a tip?
Sure. So, hey everyone. One of my tips that I'm going to tell you tonight about is the timing of your capsules in your mix that Lanny just showed you. So those capsules, guys, and I took mine out. I wanted to show you. Sorry, you're not in my ring light. You're in my phone. The capsules are not huge. They're small, right? So they're not horse pills, but these really should go by your bed before you go to sleep the night before. So these will go by my bed tonight before I go to sleep with a tall glass of water or a bottle of water. And as soon as my eyes pop open before I stand up out of bed, I know that sounds weird, but literally I'm sitting on the side of my bed and I'm taking these capsules down and I'm drinking as much water as I can drink right at that moment. Like Lanny said, water is super important. I find that if I can get like half a glass, 3/4 of a glass of water in me with these capsules, boy, can I really feel these kick in, right? So that is my tip right now, is to put these by your bed. Okay, Tiffany.
All right, thanks, ladies. This is awesome. My first tip is going to be follow the instructions. I know these 3 steps sound so simple, right? It's so easy to take those capsules right away in the morning, drink that lifestyle mix a half an hour later, put that DFT on. But I will tell you this, it actually makes a difference. There's been a few times in the course of my journey that I've gotten a little bit lackadaisical on my timing, and it's been more like, closer to an hour in between the capsules and the lifestyle mix. I can tell a difference with that. So when we talk about, taking these capsules as soon as your eyes open, what happens is these are going down into your stomach and opening up. This comes down, you can anywhere between 20 and 40 minutes, you guys, right? This will come down to these open capsules, and these 2 work like magic for your gut health inside your stomach. So the timing with these is actually really important, and getting those capsules in, before you're up and walking around and, your body starts waking up for the day. So it sounds super simple, but the timing is actually super important. So that's my number 1 tip, is follow the instructions to a T. You will find a sweet spot with the timing of, when you're taking your capsules, and then your lifestyle mix. So pay attention to that too, because some people prefer it right at 20 minutes. Some people right at 40 minutes. I'm actually about 30 minutes for me. That's when I like it. So pay attention to how you're feeling and what your timing was for those days, and you'll kind of figure out what your sweet spot is. And I'm going to turn it back over to Lanny.
Okay, my next one for my best tips for getting the most out of your Thrive is to remember to eat. Now, people think when they want to lose weight, like, okay, I'm not calories in, that kind of thing. But any amount of any fitness person, which none of us are, but it just goes to show that when you have to fuel your fire, you need to add food in. And I would suggest proteins, especially if you're women in your 40s and above. Protein is super important. So if you can get protein in, that is a really great thing. You're going to feel better and it's going to help with that. So even though there's, your appetite is decreased, you want to remember to eat. Now, even my next step to that would be what you're eating. If you have weight loss goals, you probably are going to want to eat better things for you. That's just common sense. Thrive is an amazing product. People have lost weight without doing any kinds of changes, but it's just, it feels like common sense. The better you eat, and I think small meals throughout the day is really ideal for your body, to keep fired up, that kind of thing. And going on with that, a kind of an extra tip to that is don't be eating late at night, because you really want an empty stomach when you're eating, taking your Thrive products in the morning or when you take them. So eating late at night, I've had people say, my Thrive just doesn't feel the same. And we kind of do some troubleshooting, and, it's ice cream, it's late night meals, which sometimes with the, you have kids games and different things, and it does happen, but you will notice that your Thrive works better when you have a cutoff point and don't eat in the evening. It makes a really big difference. So Melissa, what's your next tip?
I get a lot of questions about fasting. It's all the rage right now, right? Everyone is fasting. How do you Tiffany just told us that you need to take your capsules and then 20 minutes later, you need to be drinking your lifestyle mix. Well, what if I'm a faster? What if I'm intermittent fasting? How do I do it? Can I not do it? Yes, you can. You can thrive and fast at the same time. Guys, you can take these capsules right away in the morning. These capsules do not have any calories in them, which means they will not break your fast. So capsules right away in the morning, you can either do both or one, however you want to do it. And then some other people will, save this one capsule for afternoon or lunchtime when they're going to break their fast. So one capsule right away when you wake up, or two, depending on your body. And then at your time of fast breaking, you can either take your other capsule, or like I take both of mine in the morning, and then at lunchtime, I simply break my fast with my mix. And I also get a lot of people saying, well, then, you're not taking it like, Tiffany said, are you really feeling everything? Hell yeah. You guys, you will feel the Thrive experience if you're fasting and you're still putting this in on an empty stomach. So keep that in mind too. I fasted today, worked 12 hours. It's 8:00 at night and I'm freaking ready to go. So yes, you can fast while you're thriving. Tiffany.
All right, let's see. I'm looking at my list here. I would say my next tip would be to avoid, this is super scary for people, avoid caffeine, coffee, sodas, energy drinks. I know that there's so many people out there that think they can't function without those things. And I was never a coffee drinker, so I'm not somebody that can really relate to, having that warm cup of coffee every morning or whatever. However, I did love a good Coke Zero. I did love a good Monster energy drink. Drink a lot of those before thriving. And I'm just going to tell you, you're not going to need it. Number one, you're not going to need it. Thrive is going to give you the energy to get all the way through the day without the added caffeine, right? Number two, Thrive does have some caffeine in it. It's not hop full of caffeine by any means. If you're doing the full regimen, you've got 65 milligrams of natural caffeine for women, 75 grams of natural caffeine for men. However, there is such a difference between natural caffeine and synthetic caffeine. It's like an all-day even energy. There's no ups and downs, highs and lows, crashes like that in the afternoon. However, if you're adding additional caffeine in, you may still feel some of those things. The crashes and whatnot. We want you to know it's not the Thrive. If you're able to get rid of that caffeine throughout the day, you will notice that Thrive will get you all the way through. And sometimes in the beginning, it maybe doesn't get you all the way through the day, right? You might start kind of tapering off a little bit in the afternoon or early evening. The longer you fuel your body with premium nutrition though, the better you're going to feel. So in the first couple of days, you might feel that, but as you're using Thrive for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's going to get you through the day longer and longer until eventually you've got it all day long. So try to avoid that when possible. If you can't avoid it altogether right away in the beginning, give Thrive at least an hour or 2 in the morning to kind of do its magic before you add that in. And then really kind of assess, do I really need it, or is it more of a habit, kind of like that. And if you can pass it up, try to do that. All right, Lanny, you're up.
Okay, my next tip would be to move your body. Use that Thrive energy when you are, usually, it's within, I notice the difference once I take my capsules and I'm already starting to feel like my body doing things. But, 30 minutes after I take, my first 2 steps, I have energy. Use that. Don't go sit down and you can do whatever you want, but my tip would be, get your laundry done, do your exercise, vacuum, use all the different things to, you're more motivated at that point. At least I am. And, don't waste your Thrive energy on just sitting down. It works better. It's, activation. So, get out there and move your body, and you're gonna, and no one wants to, some people do, but no, get out, oh, I'm going to do this, but then you feel even better. You doing that is going to make your Thrive work even better, and you're going to in turn feel even better. So Melissa, do you have any more on your list?
Gosh, we covered a lot. I'm just going to reiterate: timing, consistency, eat water, and have fun. Thriving is so much fun, you guys. And yes, we gave you a lot of tips and tricks, but seriously, just get it in your freaking body. It's so much fun. I'm so excited for all of you that are watching this video. Tiffany?
I do have one more. My next tip is to make sure you stay in contact with the person that introduced you to Thrive. The 3 of us on here have been doing this for a long time. And if there are any issues when you first start, we want to help tweak things and get those worked out right away in the beginning. So, make sure you stay in contact with that person, because if there are any issues, if we need to tweak timing, or we need to tweak where you're putting your DFT or something like that, we want to do that as soon as possible, right? So stay in contact with your person. Speaking of DFT, I will also say, this is just something I thought of. There also is a sweet spot for a lot of people with where they put their DFT. We can give you some recommendations on where people put it, where they love it, things like that. Bless you, Melissa. But again, when you have a really good day, you're feeling awesome and just everything is clicking like this, think about where you're putting your DFT too. That might be your sweet spot. So just some things to kind of, keep in mind and pay attention to. Anybody else?
I have one more. And I love about the sweet spot. I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. Like, I love right here. I can notice when I wear it there the most. That's something. And to reiterate on staying in contact in the beginning, but even if you've been thriving for a long time and you're just like, oh, I kind of feel in a rut, like, we're going to go over these same things. And usually one of these points is missing, not eating because it's busy, or, anything that we've covered tonight. Usually that like comes into play. And Tiffany had mentioned it earlier about being a lazy thriver. Sometimes it happens, with life, and we just, got to talk it through. So staying in contact is really important. My last tip though is, we're thrivers. We feel awesome, love our energy, but life still happens. So sometimes you have to rest your body, and don't be afraid to do that just because, we're like, hey, we have these great energy. It's from morning to night. We can do these things. Generally that's the case, but there's sicknesses that goes around that you don't even know you have, that kind of thing. Don't rest your body when you need to. Listen to your body and work with your Thrive with that. So I think that covers everything. Is there anyone else who wants to jump, or should I close it out? Good. Okay. Perfect. So thanks for hopping on with us. If you have any questions or thoughts, or even if you think of a different tip that we didn't cover, pop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Or again, if you're feeling like, hey, my Thrive might not be working the way I want it to, connect with one of us or the person who got you started, because we love to help you. Thanks for hopping on with us, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.